If you've built liquidity in your home, how would you like to use that liquidity to not pay the bank, but be the bank and retire at 62 without a house payment? Welcome, I'm Kenneth Manessi with KeyToVegasHome.com here in Las Vegas, powered by eXp Realty, and the author of this book, Inside Secrets to What I Wish My Agent Would Have Told Me About Buying Homes Using a Reverse Mortgage at Retirement. Today's expert guests, we're going to dive into just that, how we can do that. Today's guest is Rudy Fernandez with Supreme Lending. Rudy, welcome to Inside Secrets 2.
Thank you, Ken. I'm excited to be here and excited to educate people and teach people how we can use their liquidity to buy a new home and let the bank pay for it.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know what a forward mortgage is. And that's when you go to the bank, borrow the money to buy a house, and now the bank is on title and you're paying that lender the money for that home. And we're going to talk about reversing that process so that you can be the bank. So with that being said, Rudy, let's jump into this. How is that possible? How have people not known about this, and that you can actually buy a home using reverse mortgage and be the bank?
Yeah, it's an incredible program, especially so one of the keys is you have to be 62 years old to be able to use this program. It's an incredible program. For example, if you're downsizing, right, and your current home you're selling it for $500,000. We pay 8% closing costs, which is about $40,000. Net proceeds are $460,000. Your new home is $350,000, right? For an example. When you're downsizing using the liquidity with a reverse mortgage, sales price $500,000, $40,000 in closing costs, 8%. Net proceeds $460,000. New house price would be $350,000. We use the reverse mortgage for the purchase of the home, which the bank will give you $182,700, while the borrower is giving $179,800, and you are keeping $280,000 in your pocket with buying the home, and the home is your home.
Yep. And people don't realize that when you're buying a home using a reverse mortgage, you're not using all of your cash. You're only using a percentage of that. And at the end of the day, we've all heard the expression, Rudy, cash is king. And at retirement, I find so many people thinking that, oh, okay, they have $500,000 in equity in their home. It's all paid off. They don't own anything on it. There's no mortgage on it. I'm just going to use that to buy a new house. And they then think in terms of using that whole $500,000. What you just laid out was something you don't have to use all of your cash. You can use a percentage of it and bank the rest of it. That's what we're talking about here. And Rudy, I mean, have you helped somebody, and can you share a story with us on how that looks in real life?
Yeah, definitely. So I helped my grandmother do this. So she wanted to downsize. So what we did is we used her equity on the house, right? So for her example, if she would have bought the house cash, she would have stayed with about $75,000 in her pocket. Since we used the reverse mortgage, she stayed with a little bit north of $200,000 in her pocket, which is great. She's enjoying her retirement, and it's just been great. I think it's an unbelievable program. I think it's so unbelievable that, my grandmother used it.
Well, let me tell you, when family sees the value of it, and you know what they say about trying to sell to your family, they're always like hesitant. And more importantly, they're like, okay, what's the catch? And that's what people don't realize. There's not a catch here. Actually, if you want to talk about the catch, the safety net put in place is FHA and HUD. Talk about what that means, Rudy.
Yeah. So what it means is that you are protected, right? No one's going to come take the house from you. It is your home. You're buying the home. You're on title, and we're using the bank and the equity of your old house to keep cash on your side, which to me is the most important thing. Like Kenneth said earlier, cash is king. So back to my grandmother, she's enjoying her life. We did this about 6 years ago. Right now, she's 82 and she's loving it. She's traveling. She's enjoying life with all the cash that she was able to save.
Yeah. Yeah. And for people don't realize, this is something that is FHA insured and it's HUD backed. So we're not talking about something that maybe when you were looking at reverse mortgages 20, 30 years ago, I don't even think they were around 30 years ago, but just 20 years ago, there was a lot of bad press. That has all been washed away. Now we're talking about a program that is through FHA and is insured. Now, Rudy, I have to ask this question. Has your mom's home value gone up since she's done her reverse mortgage?
Oh my goodness. Yes, it's gone up. Her equity is through the roof. She's doing very well in the house with equity and lucky for her, she's in a great position.
Yeah. And do you using a reverse mortgage has her line of credit? How did she go about doing this? Did she do a line of credit or a lump sum, or has she just been banking all of this without a house payment?
So she decided to do the lump sum. So she took out a lump sum. She's still responsible for the taxes and insurance. But other than that, she took the lump sum and it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it changed the quality of her life. Going back to the story you just shared with you said there was 75,000 that was going to be used to fund her retirement or her lifestyle. Now you've changed that over 200,000. I mean, that's huge for someone that is not working anymore, not planning on going to work, and is just going to totally look at their rest of their life in retirement. So I can say that is definitely something that most people need to understand. So when I say it's FHA, what does that mean, Rudy? I mean, people have heard that. Does that mean, first time home buyer with this? What does reverse mortgage and FHA stand for?
Okay, so what it stands for, it's the FHA rules apply, meaning it's a federally backed program, which I'm a big fan of FHA. I think it's an incredible program. And the most important thing is, it's a federally backed program that you're going to be taken care of. Because unfortunately, sometimes the elderly are taken advantage of. So, mortgage companies, Fannie and Freddie, they've decided to make sure that the elderly are always taken care of and not taken advantage of.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's not anybody that can do reverse mortgages. Isn't that correct, Rudy?
Yes. Yeah. You have to be reverse mortgage eligible. So you have to take a class and understand how to do it. It's similar to a regular loan, Kenneth. Just, there's obviously things that are different, but yeah.
So, and you shared that it starts at 62. What are some of the other requirements for a reverse mortgage? We know that it's at 62, it starts. What else does a homeowner need to know at retirement about thinking about buying using a reverse mortgage?
So we have an age restriction. You have to be 62 years old.
Correct.
Both if it's a husband and wife, both have to be of age. If one of them's younger than 62, they have to be within 6 months of getting to 62 years old. There are no monthly payments required. And the equity will decrease and the loan balance increases because remember, we're getting paid right on that. Now,
Yep.
over the years, as the equity grows, then if we go back, we can redo it where you can get another line of credit to use for your reverse mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, having that security, knowing that the thing that you have trusted in, and when I say the thing, I'm talking about your home. I mean, for a lot of people at retirement, they have lived their lives good stewards with the money entrusted with them. They've bought a home, they've paid it off, they have invested in their 401s, they have pension, Social Security. Now we're taking that one element, that home that was always secure, and we're, for me, helping people secure it even more because of the fact that a reverse mortgage, the house can be put in a will, in a trust, and it's backed, it's insured. The FHA is backing that, ensuring that during the course of your life through retirement, if something were to happen, that house payment, or if you are taking a monthly payment installment, then you're going to continue to receive that. So, Rudy, if people are looking at doing just this, using reverse mortgage to buy a next home, what would they do next? How can they get a hold of you? What's the process look like when they sit down with you?
That's a great question, Kenneth. So what it is, it's similar to a regular loan process. The only thing is what we're doing is we're using the equity. So we're not worried about your income, and you are still the owner of the home. So Kenneth, there's something I want to touch up on. So I
Sure.
mentioned downsizing originally. So what a lot of people don't know is you can use a reverse mortgage to also upsize. Maybe you want a bigger home for your grandchildren. Maybe your child's moving back in, but we could always upsize. So can I give you a quick example, Kenneth?
Sure. Love it.
Perfect. So let's just say the sale of your home is 500,000. Once again, 8% closing costs, so 40,000. We have 460 net profits. Your new home is 650,000. Funds remaining, you are negative 190,000. So to get that home, you would need to take out a loan for 190,000 if we're doing a regular conventional loan. But if we're upsizing with the liquidity with a reverse mortgage for purchase, same thing, 500,000, 8% closing costs, 40,000. Your net proceeds are 460,000. Your new home would be 650,000, and the bank will give you, for using the reverse mortgage, 339,300 for this example. The borrower, you would have to give 329,700, and you would keep $130,000 in your pocket. So you're upsizing your home, you're getting a bigger home for your grandkids to run around in the backyard, maybe play in the pool, and you're keeping $130,000 in your pocket for your retirement years.
And what people don't realize, that scenario Rudy just talked about, you still have no house payment.
Correct.
I mean, what security is that, knowing that when you retire, you're not going to have a house payment? The mindset has always been that the only way I'm not going to have a house payment if I buy a house cash. And for people trying to get their minds wrapped around it, so I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to use a reverse mortgage, I'm not going to have a house payment. Rudy, give them the truth on that.
No, absolutely, Kenneth. You are not going to have a house payment.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bank is going to help you out with a reverse mortgage, so you don't have to pay the house cash. So for this example, if we're upsizing, this client would not have had the 650,000 cash. So they would have had to take out a loan and have a mortgage payment. So like I said, it's an incredible program. There is no catch. The catch is you get to enjoy your retirement with money in the bank. And if you're downsizing, you get a lot more money in the bank. And if you're upsizing, you get money in the bank with a bigger house, maybe a bigger yard for the grandkids to play.
There you go. I love it, Rudy. Rudy, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can give me a call. You can send me an email. Kenneth will put the links on this podcast. We are always available. We have a team that's always available to speak. And sometimes retired people don't want to leave their house. If you want to get this process done, we'll go to you. We'll sit down at your dining room table and we'll come up with a game plan to help you enjoy your retirement years.
There you go. And like Rudy said, I'm going to put all the links down below so that you can reach out to Rudy. And here's what I want you to know. And the reason why I wrote this book, Inside Secrets, too, about reverse mortgage, is because the peace of mind that you can have, the security you can have, and more importantly, the lifestyle change you can have. You can upgrade, downsize, whatever you're envisioning your retirement to do or be, here's a possibility. All I'm asking you to do is just reach out to Rudy, give him a call, sit down with him, let him explain this to you so that you would look at your retirement from a whole different vantage point and through a different lens, the lens of possibly a reverse mortgage for you. Rudy, thank you for being on Inside Secrets 2. Is there any last things that they need to know about Supreme Lending?
Yeah. So Kenneth, thank you very much for having me on. And Supreme Lending is an amazing company, and we're here to help. And yeah, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to talking to you.
You're welcome. Rudy, thank you. And if you'd like to get a copy of this book, Inside Secrets 2, for free, I will mail you a hard copy, or you can download a digital copy. Just go to keytovegashome.com. There's a homeowner tab there you can click and get started on understanding what it means to use your liquidity, to have the bank pay you, and more importantly, have security at retirement that literally could change your life. Thanks. We'll see you soon. Thanks. We'll see you soon. And again, if you would like to get a copy of this book, Inside Secrets 2, just go to keytovegashome.com on the homeowner tab. I would love to send you a copy today. Thanks, Rudy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Inside Secrets 2.